This is a fully automatic wood chopper that will automatically chop your wood into smaller pieces for you. So basically, logs or planks that are the specified size or smaller won't actually trigger the system, and the piece will fall through. But if the piece is too long, it will trigger the system and the wood will be cut into smaller pieces. And this actually has a variety of different uses. So for example, if there is a log that is too big to fit in your sawmill, like if you're using a smaller sawmill or processing long logs, you can hook this system up to your sawmill and let it do all the work for you. You can also use this to cut planks into smaller pieces, which may be a bit large, and this is especially useful for things like sorting systems or just sharp turns where longer planks can jam the system. So first, let's get familiarized with the setup. And if this next part is a bit confusing to you, that is absolutely fine. I'm just going to let you know how the system works so that you can customize it how you like to best fit your own needs. This is the funnel conveyor input. Wood that is set on this will make its way up the ramp and be processed by the main machinery unit. This piece right here can be moved further or closer to the end of this conveyor right here, and that will adjust the length of the wood that you want the system to accept. The closer the piece is to the conveyor here, the smaller the processed pieces will be. Then there's these bottom conveyors. This is the overall output of this machine. I've set this up to a sawmill, but if you plan on cutting pieces of wood that have already been processed, you can just hook this directly up to your wood system. Alright, now it's time to start collecting the required materials. So just pause and get everything you need. And if you can't find something in particular, don't worry, in the next clip I'll be showing you where to get everything on screen right now. Alright, in Wood or Us, you just want to come back to this little corner right here. This is where all of the wedges are located, and you just want to look for the ones that are required. Next, right here is the post, and then over here is the smooth wall blueprint. Over here are all of the conveyors, and then back here you can find the chop saws, the wires, and the pressure plate. Now you can hop on a ferry and go to Link's Logic. Behind the signal delays is the signal sustain. This one confuses a lot of people. And then if you still haven't purchased the wires or the pressure plate, they can be purchased here as well. Now go across the bridge and go to Fancy Furnishings where you can find the glass panes. Alright, now we can finally start building. I've actually laid out all of the required materials and I recommend you do the same. Alright, to start you want to find a place to put your funnel conveyor. And remember, this is the input of the machine, so if you just want to unload your logs manually, you can place it how I do. But if you want to make things a little bit more convenient for yourself, you can place this funnel conveyor against the conveyors before the sawmill on an auto unloader, and then just place the sawmill after the output. And this will just make it so when you auto unload, your logs will automatically be cut into smaller pieces and then they will go through the sawmill, guaranteeing that no wood will be too big. So I just made this quick diagram in case you are interested. Alright, with that out of the way, it's time to start building this ramp. So just take 10 tilted conveyors and place them like so. Now is a good time to make sure that all of the conveyors are toggled in the right direction. Now you can go ahead and place 3 straight conveyors. Once again, making sure that they're all toggled in the right direction. For the next few steps, you will need both a large floor blueprint and a tile blueprint in your blueprint inventory. Now take a large floor blueprint and place it like this. You do not have to fill this one in, by the way. Alright, it's now time to decide the length you want your wood to be. As mentioned earlier, this funnel conveyor can be moved to adjust the length of the wood. So if you want it to be really small, you can place it closer, but I found that right here is a good place for nicely sized pieces. But again, this is all up to you and what you are using this system for. Anyways, now you can destroy that large floor blueprint. Now get out your tile blueprint and try to place it on the back of the conveyor like this. Once again, you do not have to fill this one in. Next, take a pressure plate and place it on the tile like this, making sure that the wooden side is facing towards the conveyor ramp. And then of course you can destroy the tile blueprint. Now you can test it by pressing a piece of wood against the pressure plate and conveyor. If the pressure plate is activated while the conveyor is tugging the wood down, you've done it correctly. If it doesn't, remember to make sure that the funnel conveyor is toggled in the right direction. Speaking of problems, if you ever encounter an issue with your machine that you cannot resolve, make sure to describe it in the comments down below and I'll be sure to help you out. Anyways, now you can place your signal sustain, so just make sure that the arrow is facing up like this and place it against the pressure plate. Now hop over to the signal sustain and adjust the duration to the maximum. Now you can press the pressure plate and verify that the signal sustain produces an output. If it doesn't, however, you can place the signal sustain off to the side. I'm just gonna use a tile blueprint to do this. And then you can just wire it up manually with another wire. Now take a large tile blueprint and place it on the conveyors like so. And by the way, the orientation is important for alignment. Now take one of your chop saws and tilt it in this orientation. Then place it after the edge of this conveyor and 2 studs in on the grid of this tile as seen in the video. And then do the same thing but flipped on the other side. Now you can destroy the large tile blueprint. Now you can run a wire from the output of the signal sustain to one of the chop saws. Then you can do the same thing on the other side. Now this next part can be a bit tricky, but take your thin smooth walls and place them on either side of the pressure plate. Now take your 1/4x1 wedges and place them on the sides of the conveyors as seen in the video. Now get out that large floor blueprint and place it on the wedges like so. Next, place 3 large tiles on top of it. Now you want to place your final tilted conveyor like this, and then make sure that it's toggled in the right direction. Now just destroy all of the blueprints. Now get a large glass pane and place it on the bottom of this conveyor right here. And this will serve as a guide for your next conveyors. So just place the remaining straight conveyors against the glass pane. Now verify that all of the conveyors are toggled in the right direction. And of course you can continue this line of conveyors if you want it to go to somewhere else. But in this instance, I'm just going to hook it up to my sawmill. Now you can take your ice wedges and place them on top of the conveyor, and you can place them against the glass if you need to. And if you're struggling to place it right, it does not have to be flush with the conveyors. Now place the remaining ice wedges like this. Now take your posts and stack them 2 high on both sides of the glass pane. Next, place a glass pane like this and then repeat on the other side. and finally place your remaining posts like this. And that concludes building. I'm obviously just going to hook this up to my sawmill, but you can do whatever you want with the output. Anyways, that'll pretty much do it for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for making it all the way through this video. It means a lot to me, and I'd like to thank you guys for nearly 15,000 subscribers. Stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a massive giveaway. And yeah, that'll pretty much do it. Like and subscribe if you want, but you don't have to. I'm just glad that you made it this far in the video and that I hopefully was able to help you. See ya!